And we're live again, the Matt and Sixto.
It's not what it's called.
The Matt and Sixto show with
Is that what it's called?
two friends in a movie.
Yeah, with Sixto and Matt.
With Matt and Sixto. That's the way it's got to be. Welcome, as we crinkle paper, to a special edition to the two friends in the movie. I think you're welcome. We got a new mixing board. It's a new microphone.
Yes.
We've updated our equipment here, so we're still learning how to use it. But anything that is wrong here can be fixed in post.
That looks excellent. Look, these two microphones look like two big black dicks.
I split it silver.
Yeah, man, it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
I'm glad to sit down and see your face. Well, that's the least, so I feel thanks.
It was one and only Christmas present.
Yeah.
His wish was to see my face.
And Sarah, can you please get a seat, please?
So I said, no, not on Christmas, but maybe the day after.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's kind of how it works.
So here we are, a new episode with a special edition where we feel
You're in there, man.
we feel that our taste is superior to most, and that you guys would want to hear what we feel are the top 10 all-time movies. But when we say top 10, we really mean top 20, because I have 10 and Sixto has 10. So this is going to be a two-parter.
Well, also, you're in there looking at, by the way, the hardest thing we had to do because it became top 10 movies for me, right?
For you.
It's not necessarily like top 10 movies ever made because, like Citizen Kane and bullshit and that.
Bullshit.
Although I like that movie, but it's not about that. It's about our favorites for all time, I think, which was at top last list.
Yeah, we got two lists. We also got some bonus stuff for the end of each show. This is like a Saved by the Bell episode where Jesse took the pills. It's going to be a two-parter. So stay tuned and get to the edge of your seats, because that's the only part you're going to need.
Before we start with the cool, let's start with the sad.
Start with the sad.
Yeah, I wanted to say it really quickly. We lost a really good friend of ours,
A colleague.
because we ran together, and a good friend, Mary Lee, and we miss her very much. And I wanted to, and I think we both wanted to dedicate the show to her because we're gonna miss her a ton. And she was a big supporter of anything stupid that I did.
Yep. Whatever we did, as long as it was positive and we were trying to do something, she was behind. She might have yelled at us because of how stupid I was. But she's definitely was a listener, so we're down to 2 again.
Right. So miss you, Mary. We love you, and we know you're in a better place. And all with the movie list. Who's gonna start?
When you go start, since we have 2 experts here, and I know my list will be far superior than his. We'll start with his.
We start. So we're doing 10 to numbers, from number 10 to number 6.
Number 10 to 6. And just a little background. I feel that after looking over Sixto's list, who didn't get to look over my list, that our tastes are different, and you will see it in these next few lists.
Well, I know that our tastes are different in that I fucking love Star Wars because it's a good movie and you talk shit about it. So I already know.
So on with the list.
So
number 10.
Number
Sixto.
10 for me is a movie from 1990.
I didn't get dates on mine. I didn't know we had to do that.
Me neither. I'm trying to guess because I don't remember where I was, who I was fucking when this movie came out.
I can IMDb it.
IMDb it or IMDb it. Either one will work.
You just say the movie, and I'll do the research.
It's a movie cool enough that it was kind of a remake of Gunshot at the OK Corral.
The Gunshot at the OK Corral.
And it became kind of the same blood of movie one modernized. It's called Tombstone.
Tombstone.
By the way, also spawned the movie Wyatt Earp.
That's 93, by the way. 93 was Tombstone.
Yeah, but it was 92. And I fucking love this movie.
Tell us why. Give us a brief synopsis.
Yeah,
why you love it.
It's about obviously the true story of the happenings at Tombstone when Wyatt Earp and his brothers and John Henry Holiday had a fight with the other assholes. from the Cowboys.
You're doing a great job with this.
Yeah, the Cowboys are all assholes in football, in everything. They're just assholes. And it's pretty much the lead up from when Earp moved to Tombstone to the fight, to the deaths that happened to his family members and the other people's family members, to, you know, the reckoning that came afterward. The reckoning. And Hell's Coming With Me. It's a great fucking movie. It has great lines, superb acting from Bob Kilmer as Doc Holliday.
An epic tale.
Epic tale, which is based on a true story. You can get more epic than that.
You can't.
Like, it's an awesome movie. Have you seen it?
I have seen it, not in a very long time, but I've seen it a long time ago.
And didn't it make your testosterone grow just by looking at it?
I guess so.
It did. I'm telling you, we did.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
What's your number 10?
And number 10. Now, I struggled on which numbers should go where, because the list is just, it's very sporadic.
I think so. But also, when you think top 10, only like the top 3 are the most important because you love the most. And everything below is kind of like, well, these are top 5, but kind of like mixed.
Yeah.
Like these are the bottom 5 and maybe kind of mixed. I don't think it's so organized in there.
Yeah. I have mostly comedies and silly movies on my list because that's just what I enjoy the most. But my first movie, number 10, is neither. I picked Remember the Titans. Well, I think the only Disney movie that I have anywhere near my top 10. Denzel Washington was the star of it. It was the tale of also a true story, when the blacks and whites got segregated in a school and they had to play football together to overcome all the racism and all the stuff that some players went with their program and some people didn't want it. His parents didn't like some of the black kids, and some of the black kids got threats, and some of the white kids thought they were better than them. So it was a lot of growing and learning how to put the two races together back when this stuff was happening. So the nice part of American history that you get to see, you know, in film form, and it takes the giant scale of racism and knocks it down to this one little school to basically represent the entire country, what was going on at that time. It's an emotional movie. There's some people die in it. Some people are, you know, heroes. Some are villains. But I think all in all, it was a really good movie, and it kept your attention the entire time. And every time I see it on TV, I always stop and watch it. So that's how it made the list.
Once again, my number 10 is better than your number 10. So I'm winning.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you were like, that's what it is, because I support this epic movie where I'm just more deep than you.
Yeah.
I'm deep.
I'm just saying Tombstone today. Just deep badass.
All right. Moving right on to the list. Number 9.
Number 9.
At Sixto's fantastic list.
It's a comedy. Speaking of comedies,
We were speaking of that.
that I think anybody and everybody that has seen it love
it.
Yeah, and it's Spaceball. Mel Brooks.
Spaceball.
A lot of people say his last good movie. A lot of people say, I don't think that's true. I love that movie. I love science fiction a lot, and to see it in
lot.
Yeah, and to see Star Wars, a comedy of Star Wars that actually works on its own.
One of the first true like parodies too, like the first like blockbuster parody of a movie.
And what a great fucking! I mean, come on, everybody. My cell phone is called Mr. Cell because of Spaceball, and everything that I own that is electronic is called Mr. Something because of Spaceball. So he obviously had a mark on my life. It's a great movie, but I can go a couple of years without watching it. I mean, that's not true. It's true. But every time I see it, it doesn't matter what part it's on.
And it's so quotable.
Yeah.
There's a million quotes, and everybody knows it. It's one of those movies where if the opportunity arises and you can quote the movie, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Love that movie, by the way. I mean, against the popularity too, I love the science fiction aspect of it, and I love the aspect. More ass than pet, but you know, I still love it.
He loves it.
Yeah, what's that your number 9?
Now we're flying right through this list.
We should slow down. Maybe we should talk about. I thought I did more. Yeah, a little bit of Spaceballs. In '86, when the movie came out,
yeah, Which fun movie we disagree with because so far it's been pretty even. We both love Spaceballs. Can't really argue with Tombstone.
Do you really have to disagree, though? He could agree with me because I'm always right, and then we save ourselves the trouble of having like.
But what are we going to talk about it? We both agree. Like, I love it. Like, yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, exactly. How much you love Star Wars Episode 7? How much you like Spaceballs?
I do not like Star Wars Episode 7.
Well, anyway, I digress.
He's digressing.
The point about Spaceballs is not only did he make it really cool parody of a movie, the jokes in that movie are great jokes. One of my favorite gags ever in any movie is when any movie ever, and is when they're coming after them, trying to shoot them, and then they finally catch them, and they all turn around, and it's all of this stuff. The guy with like a giant mustache.
That's a good one.
It's an autobit that that movie always makes me feel good.
It's very memorable. I do enjoy saying, "We ain't found shit" every chance I get.
It's one of those lines that there's people, my niece knows that line. She's never seen this fucking movie. It's just a great line.
Yeah, it's the whole movie. The whole movie is great lines. So my number 9 is also a parody, which I struggled with because it's not really a great movie, but it's a movie that I love to watch and a movie that I quote often and whenever I can, is Austin Powers.
International.
The whole series is great, but I'm going to focus on the first one because that's what started the whole thing. But I think the whole series is great. I know when the first came out, it was like a real bomb, and no one watched it. It didn't really become popular until it went on DVD, which is not a thing anymore. But back then, it was a thing, and it blew up. And Austin Powers. I mean, talk about quotes. I can quote Austin Powers to the cows come home, and it had surprises in it. Like you didn't think like Austin Powers was going to be like Mario was going to be Austin Powers and Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
And the silliness of the entire thing is just like it comes to the point where it's so silly where it starts to become like sort of believable. Like of course that character would do that. So I always loved Austin Powers.
That's our rolling characters too are so great. Froud is perfect.
Seth Green as his son.
So
Will Ferrell's in it as the Mustafa. Even though they had the girls in it, the Bond girl.
Yeah, but every one of those movies, you're right. The first one, I used to work at a comic book shop when the movie came out, and my boss was this Russian dude that, like you didn't think that even like, I don't know, I never thought that he even went to the movies. A guy was like really a businessman kind of thing. It's just kind of weird working in a comic book. But every time we used to go to the bathroom and come back out, we used to go back in the back alley, go to the bathroom and come all the way back. Every time I went, it didn't matter how long I was because I didn't.
He takes time.
And
Interesting.
he'd come out and be like, "Damn it, boy, what do you eat?" That's how when he goes to the bathroom and puts the lucky cherry guys in the toilet. So like it's also super massively quotable movie. It was also great, funny, lots of fun movie.
Yeah, and it doesn't just the whole thing flows. It's never like a real down part, and every time like you can go to the whole movie and find a really good spot. And like when he's and the only problem with I think Austin Powers is that the 3 movies seem to like blend together.
Yeah.
So you never know, like when you think back of it, like what part was in what movie.
Yeah, I only think that what marks a big difference in Mini Me, and I know Mini Me's in the second one.
Yeah,
first time. So into Mini Me comes up, I know, like if I remember a joke, if Mini Me is not part of the plot that follows that joke, I'm like, oh wait, no.
And Mini-Me, what a great character Mini-Me was. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like it was really genius. Like how silly it is. It's the whole concept was really good, and it was one of the few parodies that really evolved to like blockbusters.
Absolutely. And I also feel that like the original Casino Royale, which was actually a comedy, it's the first Bond movie ever made too. It's a comedy with what's his name?
I don't know who was in that. Long time ago.
Jewish guy that makes all the comedy. He's super famous.
I don't know.
Help me out.
I don't know who you're talking about.
New York guy.
Woody Allen?
Woody Allen was in it. And I don't know if he got the rights for something like that, but that movie was meant to be a parody of James Bond. I think Austin Powers was just a comedy that happened to have spy shit in it.
Yeah, it was actually written as a comedy.
Right. So, I mean, even though there's things like very James Bondish in it, not necessarily, well, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's a parody. It's a James Bond parody.
Sorry.
He went off on a tangent there that didn't really make any sense. But we're back. We're back on track.
All right.
And speaking of back on track, let's go to Sixto for number 8.
My number 8 is a movie that a lot of people, I don't think have ever seen. But it's a movie that got a really bad rep because of the movie that was his predecessor. And it's the movie Jackie Brown. Well,
Jackie Brown.
From Mr. Tarantino. And goddamn do I love that movie, dude.
Really? Jackie Brown makes your top 10 all time?
Jackie Brown makes my top 10.
I don't think I've ever seen Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown, well, see, because you ain't got no good taste, bro.
I don't think I know that one. I know of it, but I don't think I've saw it.
Jackie Brown, basically.
Jackie Brown.
It's a movie about people that have made bad choices through their lives. And now they're at the end of their road.
So that's why I like it.
They really at a point in their lives where they got to figure out what the big score is going to be before it's too late to keep working, or, you know, they're tired of being a fucking worker and they want to have a life that if you would have done every right step, you really would have had not to worry about it, but you would have had a pension, something like that. And these people are really criminals looking at their retirement and trying to figure out how to do it right. It is amazing. And the book that is based on, which I have never read, is also amazing and that I read. No, but it's also an amazing book. But this movie is really, when that movie came out, I remember Tarantino having a whole interview where he was talking about, this is a movie I would have made when I'm 50 or 60. And people are waiting for you to do it when you're at the end of your work, because it's a very strong expression of that. But he said he made it as a second movie, and it was
Jackie Brown.
Incredible. Well, it was his third movie, actually. I'm sorry. See, I did
Reservoir Dogs.
And I think he suffered from people thinking that he should have been Pulp Fiction Part 2. And
it did star Samuel L. Jackson.
It did star, it was a Tarantino one. They just wanted the same kind of brighter movie, and they got a movie that's actually deep and less action-driven, and, you know, I don't know. I felt that it's in my top 10 for a reason.
Top 10 for a reason. Jackie Brown. Yeah, we got a surprising pick here at a Sixto Sensationals picks. Jackie Brown.
Where are you at with your
number 8 on my list? I have a Tarantino movie on it, but it's not number 8, so we'll go back to that later. Number 8 to me is a cult classic that we just taught Sixto on our last episode what that means.
Well, you don't chop your head off.
We're not taking Kool-Aid and dying because of the movie. Okay. We're all just going to get together and talk about it, a small group of people. I think it's the only movie on my list that came out in the 80s. Oh, no, there's a couple. UHF, which is a very unknown movie from way back when. It stars the great and talented Weird Al Yankovic. It has Michael Richards in it. It has a lot of stars that came stars later. Not giant stars, but I think Fran Drescher was in it. A couple other people were in it.
Oh, shit, I'm trying to remember faces.
But that blonde girl that was in a bunch of movies back then was in it. The older guy, I forget his name as well. But UHF is UHF is a movie. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. UHF, a lot of people don't know. Even when I was a kid, I didn't really understand what UHF meant. But back in the day, apparently there was VHS and UHF were two ways to watch television. And Weird Al inherited a UHF station. It's like a public access station, so to speak. And he put all these crazy shows on that was from his imagination. Like he had Conan the Librarian, and he had Name That Fish and What's in the Box, and there's just a lot of silliness and a lot of out of the box, over the wall type of humor, where Michael Richards is a janitor who has this charisma where he attracts fans and he gets fired from the big network down the block and comes works for Weird Al, and they're a hit, and then they're stealing ratings from the big network down the block, and they tried to shut them down. This whole big thing. But it's a great, great comedy. It makes fun of a lot of 80s comedies. So if you watch any 80 movies, this really pokes fun at most of them. He does a Rainbow skit. He does a Conan skit. He does a Karate Kid skit. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. It's called, well, we didn't really, make any box office bang, but to me, it's one of the best movies.
And he created kind of like a spirit of making movies. I know that I talked about like a movie like Clerks before that. Yeah, I know created these
Very Clerks.
Yeah, like the kind of air or how to make movies. I think this movie really made a big I don't know, it made an impression on people that made him want to do movies kind of the same way in a sense.
And I feel like it was one of the first low budget movies.
Yeah, right.
That became something.
Not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which cost like $1, but he was up there with it.
Yeah, it was pretty low budget. And Weird Al wasn't really known for much besides, fat and eat it. So it made him more of a star where he was doing television and movies.
Right.
And I'm a big Weird Al fan. I think what he does is amazing work.
Amazing?
And I still listen to him to this day.
Well, everybody listens to Weird Al.
This amazing. He's the only guy that can do it. He takes a simple thing where he just changes the words to popular songs, and he still sells out arenas and no one else does it. I don't know how he gets away with it, and he's the only one who could do it. And he doesn't really, the lyrics he's changing it to aren't these, he just rhymes a different word.
Yeah, right. Instead of beat.
Yeah, he's not doing anything that's, intellectually amazing, but
I mean, and everybody kind of does that, no? Didn't you do it as a kid?
Yeah, I did as a kid, and I was like, but Weird Al's making money off it. It's fucked up. Fuck you, Weird Al. Now I'm all upset. I could have been living the life.
If it wasn't for Weird Al, you would have been the first guy to do it.
I should have followed in his footsteps. I guess I should be hating myself.
Yeah, well,
sorry, Weird Al. I should have did more.
Plus, fuck you. Weird Al is amazing. And it's super fun.
Yeah, but we're not Weird Al. Now I'm all depressed. All right, go on with your list while I sit here and sulk.
Well, the next movie on my list.
Number 7? We up number 7?
We're at number 7.
For those keeping track at home.
It's a movie that I actually tend to not admit that I love because it's kind of weird and I love it. But it's A Nightmare Before Christmas.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
No. It's a weird movie.
It is out there.
And I don't think that movie, even though I saw it and I was in my early teenage years, I think that's really who that movie's meant for. I don't think it's meant for little kids.
It's made for Sixto in his early teenage years?
I think so. And my sister loves it too. It's our favorite movie together, man. We go to the movies every year. We watch it.
Is she older or younger than you?
She's exactly a year older than you. I was born on her first birthday.
She's 5'2"?
No, she's not.
No, older. That was a bad joke. Oh, she's older, so she was the first one. She's 5'2", and then you're 6'2".
Whatever.
And then, like, if you had a younger brother, you'd be 7'2".
A Nightmare Before Christmas, number 1. Even though I grew up always watching stop animation with being really in love with that art of it, the certain look of it, like when I watched Clash of the Titans and stuff like that as a kid, I felt like, oh man, that shit looks cool.
Oh man.
Or even Star Wars, which you saw like the stop animation stuff, it just looked cool, but it just, there's a certain thing about it that just looks like stop animation, like it has a feel, because obviously it's what it is.
It is.
This movie is so smooth, it's so incredible that you kind of can't believe that it's stop animation at the time. In '93, when the movie came out, I just feel that it had such an impact on how he was such an impact on anyone that saw it. I think that he had a very good. He created a very good following for it, and I think it's an amazing movie. The music is amazing. It's just creepy to like it because it's like
creepy.
It's like a Beetlejuice thing. I don't know. There's so many. I find I don't know because if it was because I was a teenager, and I was hitting my sexuality in some sense. That
So the movie came out in 1970.
no, it came out in '93. It had
That's an old person joke.
such sexual undertones, I think, between Jack and Sally. I don't know, man. And the fact that she was like break apart and saw herself together, it's just something creepy, sexy about it. I think that she started talking.
And we're learning something new about Sixto.
It's just, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that I get caught to it. All I'm saying is that,
He likes to be punished
no,
and sewn back together.
you know. But there's something about it that it's just creepily sexy and creepily interesting. Or any character in it.
It was before the internet, so that's before.
Yeah, right.
every-
So you didn't really have. I had to use comic book
He had to use what you can use,
pictures. Yeah.
his imagination.
Yeah, man. And I feel that
I'm sorry. That just came out.
It's I don't know, man. It's such a joy to watch, and I always watch it all of the time.
And he always has a giant smile because the pure joy he's feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
It's joyous.
It's joyous.
Hello, with everything.
Anyways,
sorry. I guess I'm being too mean to Sixto.
whatever.
Number 7 on Matt's magnificent movie madness is. I should have numbered these because we're all pretty good. But I think for number 7, since we're coming off 2 comedies, we're going to go a little more serious. And we're going to go to, it was a documentary. It's the only documentary on my list. The Howard Stern documentary, Private Parts.
That's
It's a movie, but it's a documentary. It's a auto biopic.
It's not a fucking documentary. He didn't take a camera and walk around.
No, but it's
People.
it's a dramatization of
The first thing in that
Of his
movie
life.
has a chick's tits growing beyond her head until they explode. I don't think that really happened.
okay. I guess but it's not a movie because I don't know. It's based on a true story.
Well, I guess, but so was fucking Tombstone. But
I guess it's a biopic. I guess that's what it's called, biopic. Anyway, but it was done by him, so it's an auto biopic. I don't know. Anyway, it was it's
that it's a fan.
it's kind of like a documentary.
Oh, it's bit bombing. Just fucking on your radio station. Oh, your money is there for.
He has it. It's a dramatization of it's based on his book,
Yeah.
his autobiography. Anyways, moving past the terminology and into the movie,
Yes.
it's Howard Stern's story. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you know who Howard Stern is. It's his story from how he came up as a little kid with his the way his family was, to where he lived, to his rough start as a radio host and went from town to town until he was finally famous, found a niche. To me, it was just a very inspiring story of a boy who wasn't meant to do anything special, who wouldn't take pretty much no for an answer and did what he wanted to do. And every step of the way, he was told, no, don't do it. And he just kept going. And now he has more money than anyone can count. I like to call it extra money. He has extra money because he has more money than he could use.
Well, I will say that I love that movie. I don't know that it's top 10 material, but it is it was at a point where Howard Stern was still on public radio, where you could hear him and laugh your ass off. I was there watching his TV show on Channel 55.
I just think of the story of what he had to overcome and to see how he got. Well, because I didn't know him as a kid, obviously, because he did this stuff when I was way too young to listen to Howard Stern. So I only knew Howard Stern as a famous radio DJ. So to learn the backstory of my mother and father were big Howard Stern fans, so I grew up listening to him, not knowing exactly, how it is. And for someone in a similar spot where I wasn't always told that you could be this great thing to kind of, not that this is my dream job, but to kind of follow and work hard and do what you got to do to get where you want to go. It's a feel-good, inspiring story, and I was trying to diversify my list a bit because it would just be my top 10 movies ever. It probably just would have been 10 comedies.
Well, there's nothing wrong.
So,
But only I will judge you.
but I wanted a little there's
Comedy.
diversify my bond.
No, man.
So, but it's a movie when it's on. I always like watching, so that's kind of how I base my list on. If I see it on regular TV or on movie channel, I'd stop and watch it. And if I would pass through it, then it didn't make the list. But if I would stop and watch it, it'd make the list. So the Howard Stern biopic documentary based on true events have made my top 10 list, and that's my number 7. And rounding out the top 5 for Sixto is his number 6 pick, which is
It's a movie about two angels.
Two Angels, me and Sixto.
Well,
It's our documentary starring Paul Giamatti.
It's prettier angels than us. Being that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
That have been casted into Earth for misbehaving and attacking God when Lucifer had his big fight against God. And it's a movie that looks at Catholic religion and looks at all of the hypocrisy. Is that a word?
Hypocrisy.
Yes.
It's hypocrisy.
That the Catholic Church really thrives on and really makes you want to feel like, oh man, because Jesus Christ was a white man, because the Romans painted him like as so in the Renaissance, but not a Jewish man from fucking Iraq. But I digress.
He's digressing.
The movie that I talk about is Dogma.
Dogma. Kevin
Smith's Dogma is a movie that I absolutely love. And even though it's probably not his best movie by a long shot.
A long shot.
Either already not a long shot, but some shot.
Yeah, it's a shot away. The distance is unknown.
Yeah, right. I fucking love this movie, dude. Everything about it, from the moment he starts going with the kids beating the old man, I start laughing, dude. And the fact that right before the movie, he has this whole spiel about God has a sense of humor. It's not look at a platypus. It's like, well, if I offended any platypus fanatics out there, I'm sorry. Just look at the movie and enjoy it. It's a great movie, dude. And there is no time that I have seen that movie that it hasn't put me in a good mood and I haven't laughed. Not once.
It's well written. It's well cast.
Oh man, Chris Rock is fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing Chris Rock does. So
no, well, yes.
What did Chris Rock done that's bad?
What? Well, let's see. What was that movie? Again,
You can't Nancy. He's top 5.
that movie was shit.
Top 5 was not bad. He got a lot more hype than it should have got, but it wasn't a bad movie.
It's shit.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But excuse me. But
We're digressing again.
I'm not digressing.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
Stop digressing with your hypocrisy.
But he just, I think Dogma really talking about hypocrisy really points a finger at, I believe, at me as a Catholic raised kid, and you said, not everything has to be as fucking square as people teach you. There are things that can be outside of the box, and you can use your own fucking brain.
A gray zone.
So you can figure shit out.
Your own interpretations of things.
Exactly. And then if you really think Jesus Christ was a white dude with blonde hair or whatever the fuck they pin as in every fucking church in the world, you're stupid.
Yeah, what I think Jesus Christ is?
No.
Hawaiians, Moorish sets.
No, that's God.
Oh, damn it.
But
Not for me.
To take a guy.
I said I could have it whatever I want to, and then you just wouldn't matter to shoot me down.
But she plays God in the movie.
Man, hey,
But yeah.
whatever.
to take things like that and put them in perspective for you, where you can say, listen, there are truths and there are things the way people teach you shit, and just take the truth and run with it.
Run.
I think that movie taught me a lot, and I absolutely laughed my ass off. Alan Rickman is massively perfect. As a matter of fact, I wrote Kevin Smith a note once about a Dogma sequel.
He said, I love you.
Well, I said that, but I also said,
I'll do anything for you.
that didn't say that.
And he underlined anything a few times.
But I get right in my note thinking like, hey man, I have this idea for a sequel to Dogma where Bethany's daughter is the last scion, because she wasn't supposed to be the last scion, Bethany, and then she had a daughter at the end of the movie. And now she really is the last daughter. And it's a movie where God is coming to, like Satan is coming to kill her.
Also played by Alanis Morissette.
Also plays back. But it would have been so much fun to have like that kind. I don't know. I'm not saying it would have been fun because I think it would have been fun. It's not saying that it really would have been fun. But if he would have written it with the same gusto that he wrote Dogma, and the movie would have been called The Last Side, but then Alan Rickman died, and I kind of felt like, oh, this sucks. You can't
have Dogma without it.
It just sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah, man. There it is.
There it is. That's Sixto's list. Why don't you go over your top 10? Your top 10. Your top 5 so
What's
far.
your number 6?
Oh, yeah, my number 6. My number 6 is going to end with a comedy, which is also an underrated comedy that was one of my favorite movies ever.
Or does it make the list?
It made the list at number 6. And I actually think it should be higher, but the way I trying to organize my list, this one's going to come in at number 6. It is Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy is one of the funniest movies ever.
I'm not judging you about it because I've never
Ever.
It's because between you and Joe and my nephew, you won't leave me the fuck alone to watch this.
It's one of the funniest movies ever. I remember it came out I want to say close to 15 years ago now. I saw it on opening night. I got really drunk in the parking lot, and we walked in, and it was me and the girl I was dating and 2 other couples in the entire theater for like a Friday movie at 9 o'clock on opening night.
10 years old.
So you knew at that point this was going to be a great movie. It's got one of my favorite comedians ever, Nick Swartzen, who writes all the funny things you see that is done by Adam Sandler is written by Nick Swartzen.
Yeah.
It also has Jonah Hill before Jonah Hill was a superstar. Jonah Hill literally sucks on a fake tit for an hour of this movie. 1 hour of this movie, it's just him on a couch sucking on a fake tit from some stripper who came to the party. But it's about a guy who works at a video game testing place, and he lived with a roommate who had a gambling and stripper addiction, and he was paying him. He was giving his rent money to his roommate who was supposed to be paying the landlord, but he was spending all the money on strippers and gambling. So they got evicted from their house, and he had no money, so he had to go move in with his grandma, hence the name Grandma's Boy. And then his grandma, there's a big party, and his grandma finds his weed, but doesn't know it's weed, and puts it in tea, so his grandma's all stoned, and all the old ladies at the house are all stoned, and kooky events happen afterwards. Yeah, and there's an evil guy who's trying to steal his video game, and he has to fight for his video game. That's the story behind the story in the movie. But the entire movie is hilarious. I would quote it more often if more people have seen it and don't understand what I was saying. But if you ask my wife or my friends, they would tell you that I would quote this movie all day. If you haven't seen it, get on Hulu or Netflix. I'm sure it's on one of these places. Watch Grandma's Boy. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes. If you happen to use some enhancements to find things funny, I would suggest using those before watching the movie because it would make it just that much better. It's a stoner movie. It's a classic if you judge movies like I judge them. And if you love, if you like Animal House, which is most people enjoy Animal House, it's very similar to Animal House. It's a small conflict that the entire movie is based on, but it's really just about the giant party at the end of the movie.
Right.
So watch it. It's all of Adam Sandler's crew besides Adam Sandler. So all those people you see in all the Adam Sandler movies that are the back players that have all the minor roles, the other stars of this movie. That's why this is the best Adam Sandler movie. I don't think any part of it. I think Nick Swartzen did most of it. If you don't know Nick Swartzen, look up Nick Swartzen, find his stuff. You'll love everything he does. And I love him.
You want to send him a note?
I love Nick Swartzen.
Well, now that you have the microphone in your mouth, you should.
If Nick Swartzen is listening to this,
He's sucking on the microphone.
I will do anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Don't lick the microphone. It's disgusting.
Anything.
So,
Well, why don't you just review? We'll do a halfway review of our top list so far. So why don't you go over what you did?
I started with a little Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Went to a little Spaceballs for a little comedy night, which I love.
Watch out.
I jumped to Jackie Brown for the
Jackie Brown. He jumped right to it. He wouldn't sit. Once Jackie Brown came up, he jumped. He didn't want me to steal that one.
Well,
So he jumped up.
Creepily weird Nightmare Before Christmas, only because I made it creepy.
He made it creepy, and I'm never gonna look at his girlfriend the same again.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry, but once I find out what you're into, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what you're doing tonight, huh?
No.
I'm gonna come to your house and see needles of thread on the floor. I'm like, oh, it's someone else wild night.
Only because she does harm.
I'm sure she does. You guys wouldn't be as happy as you were if there wasn't some needle and thread action going on. I need stitches, baby.
Yeah, I stop it. I ended up with Dogma,
Dogma.
Dogma.
How you say it on Long Island? Called Dogma.
I don't know. One of my, well, he's almost top 5.
Almost on 5. On the cusp.
Yeah.
So my top 10 movies will be revealed next week, but my bottom 5, I started with Remember the Titans, which is a classic film about race, which always gets me right where it matters. Then I went to a comedy, and I went to Austin Powers, which is my one of my favorite parody comedy. I juggled between Austin Powers and Spaceballs. I didn't want to have 2 parodies, but I went with Austin Powers. Then I jumped to the cult classic UHF, which if you haven't seen, I beg you to go and find it and watch it. I'm sure it's somewhere.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
Then I went to the documentary biopic based on actual events
Fiction movie.
that comes from the book, the Howard Stern documentary, Private Parts. And then I finished off with one of the greatest comedies that ever faced the earth, created by Nick Swartzen, Grandma's Boy.
Actually, was the guy that created all those spy movies and books. He writes all the books like Hunt for Red October.
I know his name, I can't think of it. But so only if you had some kind of device where if you type this in, it would tell you the answer of it. Like, I don't know, it would probably have to have some silly name
Like you phone
or Google, or I'm gonna Google it, or I'm gonna Tom Clancy.
Tom?
Okay, I just knew that. It came top of my head.
No, right.
Top of my head, right there.
Tom Clancy. Actually,
Makes video games.
no, Dogma too. I think he's dead.
Dogma?
Yeah.
I think he is dead.
Yeah, he loved that one. He had a whole conversation with Kevin Smith about how much he loved the movie. Which is weird as fuck. But
He also loved Grandma's Boy. He had a whole conversation with Nick Swartzen about Grandma's Boy.
he never talked to me twice.
He did.
Don't be jealous.
I'm telling you, Tom Clancy was all about it. He wanted to star in it. And he was like, Tom Clancy, you ain't funny.
You know, it's very funny.
You ain't funny.
It's very funny. Joe, who is another one of the friends, he talked to me about Grandma's Boy because I was talking about don't mess with the Zohan,
Don't mess with the Zohan.
which I actually love. He would have probably made. Well, it's probably.
If you love Zohan, you will go batshit
That's why.
for Grandma's Boy.
But then there's too much pressure. Everybody's just telling me to do something, and I'm a little bit of a rebel. I don't like to do
The only little problem about seeing Grandma's Boy for the first time, it's a little dated because it came out like 10 years ago. So technology and things were a little different. So the jokes they make, follow that a little bit. So it's a little dated from then till now. But either way, still hilarious.
How we get talk?
We're good. We're good on time.
But I want to know how long. So I know how long.
We've been talking for 45 minutes.
But that's great, dude. It's almost an hour.
It's fantastic. It's almost an hour. We like to keep our shows about an hour because
Nobody wants to hear both our
through testing, nobody could stand our voices for more than an hour.
I don't think anybody can stand my voice for more than 10 minutes.
I can't.
That's why you have to cut in every so often.
Yeah, that's why my headphones on mute.
Well,
We have a special surprise.
let's talk about
Our special surprise.
for our bottom after our bottom fives, or I like to call them our power bottom fives.
Power bottom?
Yeah, man. Like the bottoms that we try really hard.
Like honorable mentions, like movies that should have made the list but just missed it.
No, what I mean, not at all.
And I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying we did our bottom part of our top 10.
We did.
But that's the power bottom because they're so strong. They're such good movies. It's like,
They're not. They're weaker movies. They're movies that should have made top 5 but couldn't exactly get there. Like, we're pretty good, but we're not the best.
we're not the best.
Like, if you saw me in a video store next to one of the top 5, I would lose every time.
Anyways, but I think we should be talking about this year that's ending because this is our year end.
This is the year ender, and since the year is ending, we should talk about the end of the year.
Right. Let's talk about
Our special surprise bonus movie selection, our favorite movie of 2016. And to announce his favorite movie, here he is, Sixto. What do you got there, Toe?
I actually saw a lot.
A lot.
And the one movie that I like the most, I can't tell you why,
But this is what we do here. We tell people why.
The Nice Guys.
The Nice Guys.
Yeah, man.
So The Nice Guys is better than both Star Wars. Better. Hear it here first. If you got one movie to say, see Nice Guys.
Well, it's not that it's not better.
It's better.
It's not. I just like it was at a very fresh cup of cold water on a hot day. It was very refreshing to see that.
Unlike Star Wars, which is the exact same cup of water you had 40 years ago.
That Star Wars was not.
I haven't seen Rogue One yet.
Well, anyway, The Nice Guys was a very fun mess. It really felt like an 80s movie that should have been made in the 80s.
I think that was the point, right?
And I think that was the point, and whoever did it did a perfect fucking job at it.
Do I dare call it nice?
It was very nice to see. And it was a fun movie, dude. I tell you, I loved it. I loved every second of it.
He loved it. I love it. All right. A movie that I also loved for 2016, and it wasn't exactly the best movie of 2016. It wasn't the most powerful movie of 2016. It was just the movie that I thought was the most fun. Since 2016 was such an awful year all around, that I wanted to pick a real fun movie. So I picked the animated movie from Seth Rogen, Sausage Party. Sausage Party.
I think you talked about another movie, because the one that sausage.
And I pop my peas when I talk, which is not good for radio. No. But I'm working on popping my peas. But Sausage Party, it was the most ridiculous, off the wall movie of the entire year. The previews do not do it justice, because a lot of things they do they cannot show in a preview. It was extremely R-rated, extremely crude and insensitive, and makes fun of anyone and everyone, and makes these characters of food, especially at the end. At the end, I don't want to give it too much away, but I will. So if you haven't seen it, you may want to pause it now. But spoiler alert, there's a giant food orgy at the end of the movie. All the characters and just the way the food sound and what they do to have an orgy, it's crazy. And they take the twisted mind to sit down and describe how, a banana would have sex with an orange or some shit. And it's a crazy movie. You should definitely watch it. If you like raunchy, crude Seth Rogen movies, you'll definitely like this one. So for my 2016 movie of the year, not Star Wars, but Sausage Party.
Well, surprisingly, mine wasn't Star Wars either, even though I love them both incredibly much. But I think that when I looked at the list of the movies that came out this year,
I think, is it Star Wars 2015?
Level. Oh, maybe.
I think it was.
Yeah, but there's a new one that came out last week.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I think the other one was 2015.
Anyway. Oh, that's true. But what I was going to get at is, when I looked at the whole list of movies, that movie just jumped at me as something that I was like, I was so glad I saw that. And I can wait for 32 sequels. I also can wait for them to turn it into a TV show.
Boo. Welcome. All right, so we got about 5 minutes left in our show today. Do you want to give any hints about your top 5?
Yeah, I would say this. My top 5 has a line. And but it's where I feel a little bit more artsy about it, even though that's not why I love some of these movies. Because my top movie is like super like, every film student in the world.
Yeah, I have one movie like that on my list.
And it's your Citizen Kane. But it's a movie that I absolutely, entirely fucking love. And I can't wait to get to it.
Yeah, I have one movie it's an epic film. It's my only epic film on my list. Was a right in our backyard type of movie. I have another movie that was a great 90s movie that's also quoted often. I have an 80s comedy that I love. I have a Will Ferrell movie. You'll have to see which one when you get back. And one with in my opinion, the greatest American actor there is.
Charlton Heston.
But I am the only one with this opinion. I don't even think the actor himself feels this way.
It's a genius.
It's not, but
he's not the greatest actor.
I have mentioned him on the show before. Oh. So if you go back and listen to our archive, maybe you can figure it out.
Our archival for sure.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, man, thanks for hanging out with us. Two friends in a movie with Sixto and Matt.
With Matt and Sixto. I mean, this sounds a lot better. I'm just telling you.
And you said you Sixto first. It's such a strong.
It's not. People are like, who? What was that? We went over this. They're going to think it's the Spanish show and they're going to turn off.
Anyway.
I don't speak Spanish. I can't listen to this.
Whatever. Have a very happy New Year.
What's this going to be? What was that movie? The Alamo? People want to hear that shit.
Great.
They want to hear a real Long Islander talk about dogma.
Yeah, that's exactly what people want.
That's what they want. The research has been done.
Yeah, by whom?
By me.
Exactly. No, man. Have a very wonderful 2016 fucking.
Yeah, that's all.
I had a horrible president. We had massive amount of people, famous people that passed away that had an effect on everybody. I think that 2016 also took away some close people in our lives and shit like that. And I think that it has to fucking go. I'm ready for 2017 to be good.
The best part of 2017 is going to be a bi-weekly dosage of Two Friends in a Movie with Matt and Sixto for at least January. And then we'll see how it goes after that. But thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of our top 10 movies of all time. Come back in a week or so. We're going to do part 2. We'll get our top 5 movies of all time. We'll make fun of Sixto and his hypocrisy.
I make fun of your fucking movie picks.
Yo, my movie picks are the bomb, son.
Don't say bomb.
The bombs. What? Yo, I told you about the man already. He don't bother me. So, to end on a happy note, I love you. You love me.
We're a happy family.
Let's get a sewn kid out and have some fun.
All right, man.
Good night.
Good night.